Hello students, so today we're going to begin Unit 1C. That will be third part of Unit 1, and that will be the most, I think the longest unit that we're going to discuss this year. Next units will be a little bit shorter, so let's go ahead and focus on the very first lesson. The unit will be also 3 missions. So mission 1 is I can multiply and divide expressions with exponents. In one of the missions in Unit 1B, we discuss basic exponents. So we learn that if we have a power or big number and a tiny number, the big number is what we call base, and the smaller number or the tiny one is what we call exponent. In this lesson, I will show you how to multiply two powers and how to divide two powers. First thing, when you multiply two powers, you have to make sure that their base number is the same. Okay, so we have number 3 here, number 3 here. The base is the same, so this will be equal to the same exact base 3. And now the focus is, when we multiply two powers, then we're gonna add their exponents. So now we're gonna write here 5, because 5 is the first exponent, then plus 6. Okay, so again, when we multiply two powers with the same base, we're adding their exponents. So this will be equal to 3 to the power of 11, final answer. Pretty easy, right? So multiplying two exponents with the same base, we add exponents and we write the answer. Next one, we have variable to the 7th, a to the 7 times a to the 5th. Again, the base here is variable a. What do we do with exponents? We add them. So it will be 7 plus 5. That will be equal to a to the power of 12. Alright, well, I think you got it. You got what we're doing here. Very basic simplification. That's all what you have to remember. To multiply powers with the same base, add their exponents. That's the rule. And here's another example. Negative 1 to the 6th times negative 1 to the 3rd. Well, negative 1 inside the parentheses is the base, and the exponents will be 6 plus 3, which is total equal to negative 1 to the 9th power. Very good. So let's go ahead and practice with a few more examples. If you need a little bit more time to finish that, pause the video and then come back. I will continue with the next examples. So in the first original example, we're talking about tell whether the product of powers can be used to simplify. Okay, well, let's check. So we have 3 to the 3rd times 3 to the 5th. First check is we have the same base, which is great. That means we can add their exponent, 3 plus 5, and this will give us 3 to the 8th. Second example is 3 to the 7 times 5 to the 3rd. What is happening here? Look at those two numbers. The bases are not the same, they're different. So if we have 3 and 5, we can't add those, we can't combine them. So the answer will be exactly the same thing. 3 to the 7th times 5 to the 3rd. We are going to leave it like that. We can't combine powers with different bases. Okay, next example, we have m to the 6th times m to the 3rd. The two bases are exactly the same, m, then we will add their exponents. 6 plus 3 will give us 9. So m to the 9th power will be this answer. Couple more quick examples. Z to the 4th times z to the 11. Again, base is the same. 4 plus 11 will give us 15. Final answer, z to the 15. The following example, p to the 4th times d to the 3rd. Well, this base is different than this. So again, we can't add those exponents, we can't combine them. The answer will stay the same. That's what we have. P to the 4th times d to the 3rd. That's all. Very good. So the second part of this lesson is about division. Now, if if I'm using addition of exponents when I multiply two powers, can you guess what will be the opposite of that? So when we divide powers, what I'm gonna do with the exponents? I'm gonna subtract them. And you're right if you thought that way. So look at this again. M to the fourth divided by m to the first. It looks like a fraction. And because we have the same base, m and m, again I put m here, and then I will say 4. So we always start with the top one, 4 minus 1. So the answer here is m to the third power for this example. Let's try the other one. 3 to the 7th over 3 to the 2nd equals, so the same base 3. And again, we start 7 minus 2, so 7 minus 2, which will be 3 to the 4th power. And I'm done. I hope you agree with me that adding or multiplying and dividing powers is an easy thing to do. Just because we have to remember that multiplication, adding exponents, division is subtracting exponents. And here's the rule. So go ahead and copy that. This is the division rule. To divide powers with the same base, subtract the exponents of the the exponent of the numerator, the top number, from the exponent of the denominator, the bottom one. That's why I said always start with top 7 and then minus 2 in this case. Very good. So I'm moving forward. You guys have the power to pause the video if you need. Otherwise, you can just keep going and follow me. Okay, so we have a few division examples here of powers. 3 to the 12th over 3 to the 7th. And this will be equal to 3. And let's subtract. 12 minus 7 is equal 5. So 3 to the 5th is the answer here. Down here I have w to the 26th over w to the 13th. So w will be equal to 26 minus 13 is just 13. Okay, one more. We have negative 8 to the 4th over negative 8 to the 2nd. So negative 8 will be my base, and 4 minus 2 will give us 2. Negative 8 to the 2nd is the answer here. Now, the question is, if this is 7 to 12, what will be this exponent in order to get 7 to the 10th? So if we need to subtract this, by what number I have to subtract 12 from in order to get 10 answer? And you're right, 2. 12 minus 2 will give us 7 to the 10th. Good job. All right, next example. It's getting a little bit more challenge. Now look at all those variables and numbers, but we're in pre-algebra class, so we gotta deal with variables and numbers. Simplify the expression. 2p squared times 3p to the 4th. Okay, so let's focus on the first example here. First thing, when we have numbers, we want to multiply those numbers. So 2 times 3 will give us 6. That's the first thing. Then look at the variables, or the base of the variables. We have p to the 2nd and p to the 4th. Those two are the same variable. So we're going to copy that variable p, and what do we do with their exponents? We add them. 2 plus 4 is 6. So 6p to the 6 is the simplest form of this exponents expression. Next one. Same thing, 7 and 8. We can't simplify those numbers, so I will just leave it like that, 7 and 8. Then we have z to the 16 over z to the 13. Now z on the bottom, z on the top. So this time, because 16 minus 13 is 3, and the answer stays on the top, so we'll put z to the 3rd power, and that will be the final answer. Remember, we're subtracting from 13 from 16. The difference will be the answer, and we keep it on the top. So 7z to the 3rd over 8, or in other words, you can say 7/8 z to the 3rd. as a final answer. Okay, very good. Next example. This will be equal to, what do we have now? Negative 2 to the 12th, negative 2 to the 9th. So this will be one power with the same base. And I'm going to put negative 2. 12 minus 9 is 3. Then look at the next power base that is the same. X to the 17 over x to the 7. So again, base x, and 17 minus 7 will be 10. And the last one is y to the 30th over y to the 10th. So same base, 30 minus 10 will be 20. And that will be my final answer. Good job, you're doing great. I do have just one last example, and it's a word problem. I don't need you to write down everything, just follow me, and I'm going to show you what you need to write down on your paper. So, here's what we have. A store owner purchased 3 dogs. So that's a pet store owner. Every month, the number of dogs doubles. After n months, the owner will have p dogs, where this is the equation given for us. P dogs will be equal to 3 times 2 to the power of n. Now the question is, in how many months will the owner have 48 dogs if none are sold and all of the dogs are in good health? So I'm gonna ask you just to write down this expression, this equation. P equals 3 times 2 to the power of n. So P stays for the dogs, and they're telling us that they will be 48 dogs. 48 dogs equals to 3 times 2 to the power of n. We don't know. N is how many months. And the question is, in how many months this owner will have 48 dogs. So we have to solve this equation. How are we going to solve the equation? First thing, we will divide by 3 both sides, right and left, because we want to cancel this. 48 divided by 3 will give us, what is it? 48 divided by 3, 16. 16 equals, and 2 to the power of n. So now, remember when we had example like this and we want to know 2 to what power will give us 16? So 2 to what power? If it's 2 squared, will be 2 times 2, which is 4. Then we have to multiply by another 2. 2 to the third will be 2 times, so let me write this down here. So we have 2 squared, which is 2 times 2, 4, but this is not enough. So 2 to the third will be 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 times 2, 4, times 2, 8, not enough. So 2 to the fourth will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. So that's the power, or the exponent we're looking for. 2 to the fourth equals 16. And this is the answer. In 4 months, this owner will have 48 dogs total. Please keep in mind that sometimes those word problems could be challenge examples. If you still don't fully understand the question, we will do some examples in class. We'll focus mainly on learning multiplication and division of exponents, and we'll discuss a little bit more further how to deal with some of the word problems as well. So thank you for watching the video, and have a great day, everybody.